on a phone call. But don't rush to pity me, because, dear friend, sometimes the cold snow teaches you how to start a fire. And tonight, right here on this frozen stoop, my fire sparked. If you're still listening at this moment, let me know where you're watching from. Leave a comment so I'll know how far my story has traveled. Maybe you've had a night when the person you trusted most turned you into a stranger. And if you haven't, I hope you never have to know that feeling. And stay with me, because what I do next, you won't believe. I walked until the small flame inside my chest turned into just enough warmth to keep my legs from freezing. The neon sign outside, Maple Inn Vacancy, flickered, the last letter N half dead, washing the snow in a pale pink glow. At the reception desk, a middle-aged woman wore a peppermint pin on her green sweater. The smell of floor cleaner mixed with room spray was so sharp it stung my nose. "One room left," she rasped, sliding a plastic pen on a coiled wire toward me, along with a faded registration card. I signed Evelyn Carter in shaky strokes, the sound of the pen scraping dry paper like someone striking a match inside my chest. Room 12 sat at the end of the corridor, its cream paint peeling at the corners like the lid of an old tin box. The heater clicked 3 times, then died, leaving cold air pressing straight into my knees. I turned on the radio on the nightstand. A choir's Silent Night drifted through static, the alto line cutting out mid, "All is calm," as if even the song knew tonight wasn't calm at all. I peeled back the polyester blanket. The faint chlorine smell slapped me in the face, a reminder that even warmth here came rented by the night. I set down the gift bag, then set down a part of myself beside it. My left knee began to ache in that familiar way it always did when temperatures dropped below 0. I bent it, rubbed the joint with my palm, hearing the faint grind of bone like sand against glass. In the next room, someone turned on the TV. The news anchor's voice murmured about a record-breaking snowstorm. Pipes above hissed like a sigh. I closed my eyes. The scent of cinnamon from the gingerbread box still clung to my fingertips, blending with the faint smell of old wood that had no reason to be in this room, except perhaps memory had furnished it. Or maybe because Bill, my late husband, still lived here, somewhere inside my mind, longer than this cold night could last. When Silent Night reached its chorus, a memory unlatched itself. Like a drawer that had been stuck for years, it was finally forced open. Brooke, standing in the kitchen, holding the cherry wood ladle I had polished for her the week before. "Evie, this house doesn't teach thank yous by force," she said, smiling a porcelain smile. The kids expressed themselves freely. I saw Lily, 12, setting her bowl down gently on the table, and Max, 9, fumbling with his snow boots. "Sweetheart, hand Grandma your gloves, please," I'd said softly, the way you'd place a leaf into someone's hand. Daniel, my only son, stood by the counter pouring coffee, looking at no one, saying quietly, "Mom, let's not start something again." That sentence had fallen between us like a spoon clinking inside an empty cup. I snapped back to Maple Inn when the heater groaned one last time and gave up. I crawled under the blanket, pulled my thick coat over it for weight, trying to anchor my trembling body. I laid a hand on my chest. My heartbeat wasn't racing like when I heard, "You're just a guest," but every beat landed on a fresh bruise. "Tomorrow," I whispered to the ceiling, "I'll withdraw some cash, book 2 more nights, and think. I would never knock on that door again." But that didn't mean I knew where to go now. By morning, the wind was razor sharp. I wrapped my scarf, pulled on my wool hat, and crossed the salt-streaked parking lot toward Maple Ridge Credit Union. Inside, the air smelled of old coffee and new plastic from the ATM counter. A teller with a reindeer headband smiled, glitter dots on her cheeks like fake snow. "Good morning, Mrs. Carter." I nodded, slid my card across. The scanner beeped and the screen flashed red. "Declined," like a fresh cut. "Could you try again?" I asked, keeping my voice calm though my throat felt as dry as parchment. Beep. "Declined." Behind me, a young mother pushed a stroller, scrolling her phone. A boy with AirPods glanced over, one earbud dangling. The bass of a rap song thudded faintly toward me, like a beat that had no respect for silence. "Let me check our system," the teller said, moving her mouse quickly. Her eyes scanned the screen. "Oh, there's been a change in account access. Yesterday, around 4:12 p.m. She looked at me with that polite pity reserved.
Thế xong rồi là chị gọi cho ông Trinh ấy xem là ông có lấy luôn không? Trời ơi thấy đâu xem điện thoại đâu.
Clear as a wine glass tapped lightly. I turned. Martha Ellison, hair silver, tied neatly behind her head. Blue veins like polished wood grain. If no other doors are open, my shop still is. I looked at that hand. Not young but strong. Then at the bus schedule 10:35, almost here. Then at the bank window, my reflection in the glass. A faded gray hat, a slightly crooked scarf, eyes that had aged through too many winters. Part of me wanted to turn, run to the bus, leave that hand hanging in the wind. But another part, the one painted door, a green wooden sign faded with time, a golden filament lamp still glowing bright in daylight, as if the night hadn't ended. Inside, the air was rich with linseed oil, lemon, wax, and old wood dust, the scent of a place where people didn't discard the past. They repaired it. Martha set her box down and turned on a small cream heater. Its soft hum unfurled warmth like a thin blanket. She handed me a white ceramic mug, a small crescent chip on its rim. Someone returned it for that crack, she said, winking. I kept it because it tells stories. I wrapped my fingers around it. The sting of cold meeting heat made my heart relearn something. Where it hurts is where it's alive. Evie, Martha said, calling me by my name as if we'd known each other for years. If you still know how to fix what's broken, I think I've got work for you. If they changed the locks last night, then today we'll change the way doors open. In the corner, the old radio clicked on strangely enough, playing Silent Night. No static this time. Clear as wood tapping gently together. The choir sang,
I never thought the day would come when the thing that froze me to the bone wasn't Pittsburgh's winter, but the daughter I gave birth to. Tessa stood by the doorway, eyes averted, and Brandon, her husband, spoke like a
Discard.
hammer-striking bone.
Throw away. Two short
You're just
words
a
with the weight of
useless
an
pig. You don't belong here another second.
entire lifetime are labeled
If
a
you're
burden.
listening,
I laid
brace
my hand
yourself,
on the seat, my
because
fingers
this isn't
finding
just
the
a mother's heartbreak.
Then the line went dead,
It's
a flat
the story
tone
of
like
how
a candle
someone
blown
can
out.
be erased from her
I
own
stood
home.
there, on the frost-covered
Tell me
steps,
where you're listening
clutching
from,
the gift bag
and don't
for Lily
forget
and
to
Max,
subscribe.
my 2 grandchildren. Each was a coloring book and a pair of mittens I'd knitted. Snow clung to my hair, melting into icy drops behind my ears. The scent of pine from their Christmas tree leaked through the crack in the door, mixed with the cinnamon of the gingerbread cookies I'd just baked. Out here, the wind scraped my cheeks thin as paper, sharp as a reminder. I was on the other side of the warmth my own children had drawn shut. My name is Evelyn Carter, but everyone calls me Evie. All my life, I've fixed what's cracked, chipped, or broken, from drawer handles to coffee table corners. I could also fix the tiny fractures in a family. Tonight I learned there are breaks people create on purpose, just to push you off the edge. The candy cane-shaped porch light blinked a long, tired pulse, as if exhaling. Inside, I heard Lily's unmistakable voice. "Daddy, where's Grandma?" Then silence. Someone must have turned the music down. I tried the lock once more, knowing it had been changed. My thumb had gone numb. My thin, aging skin touching the metal felt like a sting.